I came home from school one day, and my uncles and aunts and everybody was sitting down. They wanted to know what was going on with me, and they heard I was gay. Am I gay? Am I bisexual? What am I? And it was really hard. My grandmother kicked me out, who I adored, and I know she adored me. I was actually outed by her friend who told my grandmother, if you were gay, that you preferred it, that you're still anything. And my grandmother didn't understand because that was not the child that she raised. And she was afraid. And she put me out.
At first, I thought I was the only one like this. I thought, because like I said, I grew up, in a very religious background. And so you were always kind of told, that homosexuality is, it's the devil and, different things like that. So you really I pushed my feelings down.
Well, I knew when I was 12 that I was bisexual. I didn't come out forcefully until I started working for the Medical College of Wisconsin in HIV/AIDS research. I had a brother who's gay and who was gay. He died of HIV, and he came out at 14.
I identified as gay ever since I knew what gay was. My mother told me, she said, I just think that you're just a little different, but it doesn't matter. She said, you're still my son no matter what. And so since that time, I just kind of embraced my differences and just kind of started living my life. And then I dealt with people who appreciated me, not tolerated me.
Living in that closet, man, is man, I'm telling you, man, it's dark, man. Real, like, it's dark.
I've never had to come out because I am who I am. You accept me or you don't. I'm the type of person, I'm gonna do me regardless. You accept it or you don't, goodbye.
I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. Until I was 22, I was one. My family still is. I didn't actually ever really come out per se. My arms are getting weak just thinking about it. I got approached by my mother, brushing my teeth, and there's a mirror and the door's here, and I'm like, and she's like, do you have feelings for women or something like that? And I'm just like, and she's like in the mirror, it was like a horror movie. Like, I admitted that I did, and we had this really long conversation, and I remember driving to work that day. I felt like I'm free, like I can't believe it. She knows. But what I didn't know, her expectations were not indulgent.
When I think back on it, I remember telling family members when I was really young, when are we gonna start calling me boy? Like, all this girl stuff's been good, girl stuff, right? Wearing the skirts and doing the dresses for y'all, like, I love it. And also, when are we gonna get to talk about this other part of myself that, is really prevalent for me? I wasn't met with like total contention, but also was just, my family kind of looked at me with like a confusion, like, what? We don't know how to approach that situation. I had never heard of the word transgender. I just was talking about how I felt inside.
When I went to college, I seen that it was other people like me, and there, it was other trans, and it was just like, wow, I never knew, that it was other people like me. So it kind of like gave me that confidence to kind of come out, and tell my mother.
She didn't pressure me about being who I am. And I was always so worried that my mother wouldn't not love me, because I knew she did, but I thought it would be a problem that she would have to worry about, or it was something that she didn't want to really accept, but she did. And that made me be at peace, that my mom was okay with me. So I was okay. After that, it didn't matter who. I didn't care what anybody else thought. I was okay.
I called my mother, and she just said, baby, are you gay, you bisexual, whatever it is, you're my baby, I love you. And she said that she would talk to my grandmother and to go home after school. So when I came in the house, we lived upstairs, my grandmother was actually standing, when she heard me come through the door, she stood up on the stairs, and she just opened her arms to me. And she said, baby, I'm sorry, I just didn't understand. I know what they were telling about you was not the baby that I raised. Help me understand.
I've felt all my life since kindergarten, as far as I can remember, how I did inside. And I fought so hard to try to keep those feelings down. So hard. More than anything, I didn't want to disappoint my mother. You know, I don't want to cry. By all definition, she should have nothing to do with me, you know, based on her religious convictions. But she's never turned back on me, you know.
We all deserve to have healthy, happy, full lives.
We do not choose this. It chose us. This path is not easy by any means. Like everyone else in this world, you have gifts, you have talents, you have abilities. Find what you love to do and bring that. And bring you, bring yourself, bring who you are.
We're all in this together. And if we don't have anybody, we should have ourselves.
I want people to, be their authentic self and be real.
I would tell them it's worth the struggle. I would tell them that they belong. And I would tell them to be true to themselves.
The world is just caught up on so many stigmas. You love who you love, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
There are people who understand you, who love you. Don't give up. See me. Come talk to me. You are not alone. There are people that know exactly how you feel. You just have to find your tribe. They are there.
They got to look at a strong reason to exist, no matter what.
Think about trying again tomorrow. You know, today might not be the best day, but maybe tomorrow is. And if we take our tomorrow away from ourselves, we'll never know.
Let people live the life they want to live, baby. Don't let nobody tell you straight or gay how to live your life, but just live it in peace and love. That's the way I live my life right now. Those are my 2 rules on this planet. Peace and love.